Hey everybody, it's Subby down here at Baumgart's Weather Center. I want to take just a couple minutes. We're going to look at the weekend forecast as well as for anybody heading to GEHA Field tomorrow afternoon to watch Kansas City Chiefs take on the Houston Texans in playoff competition. We're going to take a look at your forecast as well. But first, we're going to take a look at a couple models very briefly as I have been approached several times over the last couple days about people seeing that we could have a big winter storm coming in middle of next week, Wednesday into Thursday time frame. And I went on social media early this morning, and I'm starting to see a lot of these pictures that are floating around, people getting modelitis, talking about a big winter storm next week. And I'm not saying that we don't have a chance or that it's not going to verify, but right now we are way too early in talking about a winter storm coming in next Wednesday and Thursday. All the data, the models that are out there, the long range models, there are a couple of them that are pointing to a winter event next week in the Wednesday Thursday time frame, but majority of the information out there right now does not show any kind of precipitation for west central Missouri. So I kind of want to show you where they're getting that information, the ones that are out there, maybe trying to find some clickbait or trying to, get people all antsy about a potential winter storm, where they're getting their information. And then I'll show you what the bulk of the information is showing for us. And that way, once we start getting a little closer, typically 48, 72 hours out, we start getting some of these short range models coming into the picture. We have a better handle of what we can expect, but we're way too far out right now. One thing for sure, we are going to get this Arctic blast of air coming down through the middle part of the country that's going to be affecting us starting tomorrow all the way into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So we'll kind of go over that in the forecast. But first off, there's three main models that we use that look out 5, 7, 10 days out that we use for long range forecasting. And you have the GFS, the European, and you have the Canadian models. And those are the three biggest models that we use. They do a fairly decent job of giving us trends of what might happen going forward that week to 10 days. So, first off, let's take a look here and let you guys kind of take a better look at it here. We're going to be looking at the European model. Okay, and now it's going to show. We'll go over in a forecast also. I do think that we'll get maybe an isolated shower overnight tonight here in west central Missouri. It's not going to amount to much. It's going to be liquid format, nothing frozen. You don't have to worry about that. And then tomorrow, as that cold air continues to funnel in, it's going to, temperatures are going to be so cold so fast that it's going to compress the atmosphere. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few flurries out there tomorrow as this cold air ushers in. But we're not going to have any kind of issues. But don't be surprised if you see a snowflake flying around tomorrow throughout the day. That can be expected when we have such cold air that's trying to work its way into the area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this into motion here, and we're going to jump on out to the Wednesday Thursday time frame. And as we get to that time frame, I'm going to move this up just a little bit because you guys can see there is a low pressure system that the European model is showing that's going to stay down here in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be bringing chances of snow and freezing rain to the deep south and into the southeast Atlantic states. But for us here in west central Missouri, it's not showing anything in the way, shape, or form of any kind of winter storm or winter precipitation for that matter as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday here in west central Missouri. Now, this is a European model. Now, let's jump over and let's take a look at the GFS model. Now, this paints a totally different scenario. This is where a lot of these pictures you're seeing on social media are coming from, the GFS model. So let's put this into play. And we will move this on up to Wednesday, Thursday time frame. And you will see that now this is painting a totally different picture. You have the low pressure that is over in northeastern Texas. It'll go into Oklahoma and into that sweet spot, just like we had here about 2 weeks ago, down around where the four states of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas meet. That's kind of the sweet spot for west central Missouri to get snowfall, is when that low pressure system tracks across that direction. And this particular model is showing a winter storm event right over west central Missouri and parts of Arkansas and northeast Oklahoma. So let's go up just a couple more frames. And of course, a big storm system going across all the way across the southeast. That's where you're seeing a lot of the pictures, of course, on social media showing this big winter storm over the center part of the United States. Now, let's take a look at the Canadian model. And the Canadian model, if you guys recall, I mentioned this a couple times, so far has had a really good handle on these winter storms so far that we've had this season. Now, every year, one model might do a little better job of handling where these storm systems are going to go than the others. Predominantly, the European does a really good job, but so far this year, the Canadian model has been spot on as far as location of these storm systems and their track. Now, we will take a look at what the Canadian model is showing for next Wednesday and Thursday. And again, this right up here where I got my cursor, that's where I am getting the timestamp at. So you guys can follow along with me. Now we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Look where that low pressure system that the European or that the Canadian model is showing. It's also showing that the low pressure system is down in the Gulf of Mexico, bringing all the snow and winter precipitation to the deep south and into the southeast and the Atlantic states again, just like the GFS did, or I'm sorry, just like the European did. Okay, so you have the European and the Canadian model, which has been really kind of spot on so far this year, showing that the systems remain well to our south. Only the GFS model over the last couple days has shown the potential to see snowfall here on Wednesday and Thursday in west central Missouri. So it's kind of the outlier model right now. And again, I'm not saying that it will not verify. I'm not saying that cannot happen. I'm just saying that the trends of all the other data and the models are showing that the storm system is going to stay south of the area. Even our in-house model that I developed myself down here at the Weather Center, it is also showing that all of the moisture is staying down to the south and that low pressure system stays centralized down in the deep south. So again, take it for a grain of salt. Don't catch modelitis if over the weekend you see a few more pictures of a potential winter storm here in the Midwest. We'll have a better handle on this when we able to kind of utilize the short-term models, the HRRR and the North American model, and they sample real-time data from the weather balloons and satellites, and we'll have a better handle on what we can expect next week as we get closer to the Monday, Tuesday time frame. So definitely want to go over that with you guys. And again, as I mentioned, one thing for sure, we are going to get that cold Arctic plunge of air that is going to be heading our way overnight tonight into tomorrow. And we can definitely expect temperatures in the single digits to possibly even down below zero actual temperatures as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. So let's take a look at our weekend forecast here real quick. So we've got today a beautiful day, guys. 55 degrees for the high temperature, and you see that 30% chance of rain. Now we are there is a chance we could get a couple showers overnight tonight as that cold front makes its way into the area. It's not going to amount to much if we get any at all, and it will stay in liquid format. Now, as we go through the day tomorrow, more of this colder air funnels into our area. I would not be surprised if we saw a couple flakes fly throughout different points of the day tomorrow, but overall, very cold high compared to today of 55 degrees. Tomorrow's high is only going to be 25 degrees. So we're looking at a 30-degree drop in temperature. There's going to be strong northwest winds tomorrow as well, 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to drop the wind chill factor, guys, down to well below zero. So it's going to be very cold here tomorrow. And then once we look out to Sunday, we are going to see plenty of sunshine. But look at that daytime high, 15 degrees. And we will have an overnight low of 0 on Sunday night. So definitely a big change from today. So it's even going to feel even colder when we head into Saturday and into Sunday. Now, those of you going to GEHA Field, let's take a look at what you can expect there at the stadium. So, of course, the ball game is tomorrow. 3:30 is kickoff. We should be having 24 degrees up there at the stadium. Very, very cold north winds at 12 to 17 miles per hour. And again, wind chills will be below 0. So make sure you dress in layers and you are prepared for a very cold day at Arrowhead Stadium. And then at halftime, cloudy skies, 21 degrees. And then at 7 p.m., about the time you're going to be heading to your cars, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, temperature 19 degrees. Those north winds are still going to be howling at 12 to 17 miles per hour. So it's going to be very, very cold for those of you that are going to be heading up to the game. Want to wish the best of luck to our Kansas City Chiefs as they're going to have a tough game. Luckily, they are playing at home, and we all know what the Kansas City fans, what they are like being in the loudest stadium in NFL. So that's all I've got for today, guys. And again, I wanted to just touch base with y'all, let you know what we got going on. And don't catch modelitis this weekend. Okay, now if I come up and tell you we're going to have a big winter storm on Thursday, and I do this on Tuesday, then you guys can kind of start jumping up and down just a little bit. On Monday also, we're going to be taking a look at the possibility of seeing a PSP and a TSP percentage roll out on Monday. And for those of you that don't know what those acronyms stand for, that is the teacher snow day probability. That is kind of a fun thing we started last year where we give a percentage of what the likelihood of our hardworking, underpaid teachers that we have in our area that we are so blessed to have, maybe to be able to get an extra day off during this school week, and also the PSP for all of our overworked and underpaid pastors out there on the possibility of having a snow day on Sunday. So we'll be taking a look at that on Monday as well. So guys, stay weather aware, and again, I'll be updating you with all the latest information as we go through the weekend and into next week. Take care. Go Kansas City. Let's get a big win, and let's go face Buffalo or Baltimore next week. Take care, guys. We'll be talking to you soon.